Video, I'm going to be reviewing two flankers from the Armani Stronger With You line. As all of you know, there's been a bunch of flankers recently that came out. You have Stronger With You, there's Absolutely, there's Intensely, there's Freeze, and Leather. So I have already reviewed Absolutely. This is good. If you haven't seen my review on that, suggest you watch this or watch another review on it. But this is a good fragrance, and I will be getting into it here in a minute. I recently just got this, and I wanted to compare the two. This is the Leather, Stronger With You Leather. I got it from the same decanter. You can see the color difference in the two. Absolutely is red. Leather is like yellow. I haven't had a chance to wear this one yet. I have had a chance to wear the Absolutely, though. I can tell you the Absolutely is really good. Now, this whole line is based on, you know, basically whenever you have a line, you have flankers. They all usually have some sort of DNA, obviously, in similar, you know, or that kind of maintains throughout. You know, it was like the Armani Code line. It was clearly the Tonka bean. And here it's the chestnut. So it's got an interesting, kind of unique chestnut accord, something that you don't normally see in fragrances. So that's what this is known for. Okay, these are very sweet, almost gourmand style fragrances. They are really only can be worn in the winter and cold weather, fall and the winter, because they can get cloying. You certainly wouldn't want to wear these in the heat. Now, Freeze was meant to be able to do that. I haven't smelled Freeze, but I would imagine you could probably wear that maybe in the spring. I don't know that I would still wear it in the summer because it's still probably pretty sweet. So anyway, the difference in these are they both have pretty similar profiles. This one obviously has leather in it, suede. It has more woods than Absolutely does. Absolutely has rum in it, which gives it this kind of uniqueness. And it's got rum in the top. The chestnut accord is also in the top, whereas in the leather, the chestnut's later on. It's in the base. Now, how it comes off, though, you smell it out the gate. They both smell pretty sweet out the gate. So I do want to spray them to compare them. They both have lavender in them as well. You can pick up on it. Provides this very kind of sweet, fresh, almost slightly formal sort of fragrance. So that's leather. And you can smell the leather. The leather is pretty prominent. Now, it is a suede, so it's not, you know, this isn't Tuscan leather. This isn't, you know, something that's going to be like over the top abrasive or offensive or overly animalic or, you know, just kind of like literally like you're just smelling a leather jacket. Okay, it's a smooth leather, and it smells really good. It works really well. It's not overpowering. Now, Absolutely. Again, sweet, you got that rum in the opening, and the rum to me is what makes Absolutely so damn good. You get this sweet rum. It is, to me, everything that a fall fragrance should be. I love rum in fall fragrances. I love rum in general, but works really well generally, obviously, in fall or winter fragrances. It gives us that sweetness, but you get that nice kind of addictive balance from the rum. And this is addictive. Again, it's sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. This is one of the less sweet flankers from the line, but it is still sweet. The good news is, though, it performs very well. You only need a couple sprays of Absolutely. That lasted me through the workday. I think I did 3. Now, leather, again, I haven't worn it. I can tell you this one is less sweet. It's coming off less sweet. Less sweet than Absolutely. Yeah, because you don't have that rum. You don't have as much of kind of that candy sweetness. Now, Absolutely isn't as sweet as like the original, but the leather in here kind of, you know, balances it, I guess, more. The leather is noticeable, so you have to like leather, but it's not off-putting. It's not prominent. It's just kind of gives it this nice backing, this nice, you know, just additional kind of almost masculinity, but also a versatility that isn't really there in the rest of the line as much. You know, I think the leather kind of does tone it down a bit. Now you're still kind of limited to the same scenarios that you could really wear it. But this would be, I think, more appropriate for maybe, again, maybe in the office setting if you're going to wear any of these. I think the leather would probably be better in line with that. Absolutely, I've wore to court. Maybe not the best choice, but I want to try it out. And I think it works because it's formal, but it is sweet. You know, people are definitely going to smell it. Both of these are perfect for date night. Again, cold weather fragrances. So the difference is the main difference is you have additional woods in leather and obviously Strong With You leather. Okay. The focus is rum, and there's this kind of candy-like sweetness that's coming out from the chestnut. You get that sweetness in both of them, but this is sweeter, absolutely sweeter. It has that additional rum, which gives it this kind of intoxicating profile, and it's not overly sweet though. It's not cloyingly sweet. I don't think it's like Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Malt or anything like that. To me, it's still pretty well balanced, but it is sweet because it's just a DNA profile in general with the line is. This is less sweet. This is more versatile, I would say. It's inoffensive. They both are. From a purely compliment standpoint, I think absolutely is the way to go. It's sweeter. It's louder. It's going to get you noticed more, and it's got this very seductive, addictive profile to it. Now, leather still has that, but it just tones it down some, which makes it more, again, wearable for potentially an office setting or, you know, not limited really to like kind of date nights or going out. You could certainly wear this more appropriately in other settings. Now, I haven't given this a full wearing, so I do want to wear it. I want to like be able to speak to the dry and everything like that. So I will tell you all that kind of in the you know, the comment section. But I will say this stays pretty linear. Some of that rum goes away, but it still has it there. It's still present. It's still intoxicating, even in the dry down. And as it settles, it kind of loses slightly a little bit of that sweetness that's there in the opening, but it's still really, it's still sweet. But both of these are great. If I were to pick one, which one I think is better, if you can't tell already, it would be absolutely. I am a fan of leather, but not when it's overpowering, not when it's a leather-based fragrance. And this isn't overpowering. So I like how leather works in this. But absolutely, that rum, it just adds something to it. And again, it's intoxicating, it's seductive, and it's just special. It really is. If you have tried one, if you haven't tried any from the Strong With You line, you want to try one, I would say go with absolutely, hands down. Both of these are better than the original. I haven't smelt Freeze, so I don't know how that is, and I also haven't smelt Intensely, but I can tell you absolutely is, in my opinion, a must-have winter fragrance. Leather is good as well, but I know absolutely is harder to find, so leather is a good alternative for those looking for it. Or if you're someone who really enjoys leather, just know it's a suede, it's a smooth leather, it's not in your face. If that's kind of leather fragrances you prefer, that might not be it, but they are both really good. Again, my preference would be absolutely though.